clearly, I mean, nobody wants to pay more for anything. I mean, let's face it. But the reality of the situation is that we have little or no control over that. And in addition to that, what must be understood as well is that, look, there are certain plans and programs that you put in place. You have to produce a budget every year. You have to look at areas where, you know, you can source certain revenues. And traditionally, it happens all over the world, where there is a throughput tax, a consumption tax that's placed on fuel, right? All over the world. There's no way in the world where that doesn't happen. As a matter of fact, I think even in the oil-producing countries, they have a mechanism like that. And what has happened here is that we budgeted for certain amounts of consumption revenue, consumption tax revenue, from fuel distribution, fuel purchases. Now, in light of what has happened, where the cost has gone up and so on, it simply means that whereas we had a mechanism in place to generate $2 and something cents, in light of what has been happening in recent months, that was down to 30 cents per gallon. Now, you realize the impact that would have on government's revenues. So all we have done, we have said, well, listen to me, we have to find a way of recouping some of the losses here. We are not passing on the entire thing to the consumer. It's a portion of it. We have only passed on 60%. If we were to pass on the full 100%, you would be talking about close to $19 per gallon or more. Now, what we're saying is one or two things here. It's either that we're going to say to the public of Antigua and Barbuda that, look, forget about trying to recoup some of the revenues, forget about some of the things that we have to do, forget about having to pay public servants, forget about a number of things, and just let it ride like that. Now, clearly, I mean, we understand that it has placed some pressure on the public, those who have to utilize this commodity. It affects everybody, businesses, individuals, homes, and so on. But we have very little choice. And we try to cushion it as best as we can by not implementing the full amount that would be required in order to keep us at the $2 and something cents that was budgeted for. Right? So we're still losing in terms of our intake from that. But we recognize that we couldn't readily impose the full thing on the people of Antigua and Barbuda. And I just want people to appreciate that the government is making a real effort here to keep these prices down. In addition to that, we have sought to put some mechanisms in place to cushion the impact. We've developed an arrangement with the bus drivers and the taxi drivers in terms of providing certain things for them so that they can hold on those prices. The same thing with the fisher folks. Done the same thing. Certain incentives we're given to say, well, look, because they feel that they ought to increase the price of fish automatically because they have to pay more for fuel as they go out. We were able to sit with them, work out a mechanism, and tell them, look, we have to hold the price of these commodities to the public. We will make certain arrangements with you to ease the impact of the increase in the fuel prices. So I think the government is making an effort here, and what we want to do is to let the people of Antigua and Barbuda understand that these are very difficult and trying times, not only here in Antigua and Barbuda, not only in the Caribbean, but throughout the world. And it is sacrificial to some respect. We see some dislocations, but if we were in a position to do anything differently, clearly we would do it, and because it's not something that we look forward to. I mean, we're in the political business. We understand that if people are not happy, you know, I mean, our position is in jeopardy. So why would we want to create a condition that would place us in difficulty? The only thing that we're saying is that, look, these are things, these are measures that we have to implement from time to time if we're going to stabilize the situation, and hopefully as time goes by, we can get into a position where we can get growth in the economy, and that growth can be sustainable over time.